Welcome to StenchCast.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to StenchCast. We are your hosts, and
Smith.
Pep.
Smith.
And today, well, Joe, why don't you introduce what you're playing?
So I'm playing some Gary Mad today.
That's not what it's called.
So I'm playing some Gory God.
Say it right, or don't say it.
And we're doing StenchCast today, so
You have a fucking problem.
You said say it right or don't say it, and I didn't say it. And now you're getting mad at me because I did exactly what you said. You gave me two choices and I picked one of them, and now you're getting mad? Grow up.
You picked the wrong one. Now I have to take off your skin.
Well. But yeah, I'm playing Gary's Mod today, and we're back again with the freaking evil Rochelle murder spree. I know. Everyone missed it. We got so many comments. We got no comments. We got so many comments saying, please bring back the Rochelle Murder Fest and Gary's Mod on StenchCast whenever you're doing the podcast. And
absolutely.
So here I am. I got a bunch of Rochelles I'm spawning in, and I'm gonna shoot them, and it's gonna be awesome. What game are you playing?
So, to absolutely no one's surprise, I am playing a Warhammer game for the 50th episode in a row. I am playing Space Marine 2 for like the 4th episode in a row.
Wow.
A new update just came out today. It's called the Confrontation Update. Oh god, it's patch 14. And yeah, it's a smaller patch compared to what they normally do, which I'm pretty all right with. It's mostly cosmetics and heroic weapons. They added a new power sword variant that I actually happen to really like. It fixes a lot of the issues that I have with the power sword. They deleted all my Tech Marine customization. Why did they do? They reset my Tech Marine. Why did they do that?
Prank.
Why would they do that to me?
Is that a prank?
But they also added a new enemy. It is the it's the Terminator Sorcerer. That's right. And he's pretty tough. He'll fuck you up. He will grab your butt and just take you to town. He does not like to be courteous about his time with your butt. And he will fuck you up if you're not careful. You know, he will ruin your butt. I don't know how else to say it. That's what he'll do. You know,
He just does it, you know.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He will not be asking for permission. He will not be giving you any kind of aftercare. He will not be, you know, cuddling you afterwards. He will just ruin your butt. You know, there was a story once. There was Chris Hansen. He came to confront the Terminator Sorcerer, and he was like, "Hey, I heard you came here to meet little boys." And he was like, "Nah, Chris Hansen, I came here for man's butt. We can do this the easy way. We can do this the hard way." And well, you know, the rest is history.
Yeah.
But anyway, the update's pretty cool. The update's really cool. I like it a lot. They finally added. This is going to be gibberish for everyone who knows nothing about Warhammer. They finally added Firstborn Deathwatch stuff. So the Deathwatch arm is finally, you know, the one you see in the beginning of the campaign, and not just the boring Primaris silver nothing of fucking boringness. So I'm really happy about that. It makes Deathwatch so much more, like Deathwatch customization armor sets look so much more interesting, and it makes them actually appealing to play. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Indeed.
And also they have like more like tabard and cape customization. Yeah.
Epic.
and rewards for PvP if you play PvP, which I did for those rewards.
Cool.
Hey man, fuck you.
All right.
Oh, they even gave the Deathwatch chest plate to the Tech Marine. That's actually really cool. The Tech Marine doesn't have access to the other chest plates, but he has access to the Deathwatch one. Epic.
Cool.
How about you, Joe? What's new with you? Other than me skinning you alive.
Well, nothing, actually. I got absolutely nothing for that. No, actually, I do got some stuff for today's episode, everyone. I know it's a rare occasion where I actually have some things to talk about. It's crazy. So I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to just, take my time and, dance around the topic and stutter and add a bunch of
I'm not going to talk about
words
anything. I'm just going to stutter for the entire episode.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn my brain off and, like, go evil mode and die or something. But,
yep.
But yes, new things are always happening with me. And real quick, we're going to start off with a work story, just to get out of the way, because I know it's the only thing I do talk about when I have something to talk about. So we're gonna start with the work story to get it out of the way real quick. Now, this happened just this weekend, and of course, it was a closing shift. And if you are a viewer of StenchCast, which you probably are, because you're probably the same one person or two people watching every episode, thank you. You're probably familiar with the absolute evil horrors that I have to face in this Discord call right now. Now, at work, every single day. The unspeakable horror that I'm doing the episode with today.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a solar radiation flare of evil.
Yeah, it's completely understandable. Just don't let it happen again.
Someone held up a crucifix to me, and they had to be devoured.
Yeah, someone held up the sun in my room, and I vaporized instantaneously.
You know that scene from Spider-Man 2? Or is it Spider-Man 1 or 2 that has Doc Ock? I think it's 1. I'm pretty... No, it's 2. It's 2. Where they're demonstrating the sun, the little star, the reactor, and the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. He came to my house and he scared me.
Yeah.
Startled me, so he had to die.
Yeah. But back to the topic at hand.
Sorry.
If you've been listening to StenchCast, you know that my job is filled with unspeakable horrors, aka customers, and this weekend was no different, except for Saturday, because it was different. Saturday was the good day. I went in.
Okay.
It was a very nice, chill day. There was barely anyone there. I got like all my shit done before the end of the night too. Like it got to the point where it was time to close the store, and I had
good job
everything done. So I was like, okay, well, now what? And I started just walking around aimlessly, and then lost track of time. And still, or didn't close the store till like 5 minutes after because we were so dead, and I was already ready and just walking around. But
nice.
Very nice day, chill Saturday, epic time. However, the unspeakable horror had yet to begun.
Oh no.
On Sunday, I come in, and it was seemingly a very normal day, with not very many things going. I mean, it was slightly busy when I got there. I think there was 2 mobile orders, and like 2 other people came in, but it wasn't anything like extraordinary, anything out of the blue. And it was seeming like it was going to be very similar to Saturday, in that there wasn't very many people in the store, at least not yet. I think it was around 5:30. No, it was around 5 o'clock. Whenever I got up and I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna start doing the dishes, because I got there at 3. Kind of just goofed around a little bit since I thought it was going to be very dead, as was the prior day, and there wasn't really much to do at the time, so I didn't really have anything to do, so I kind of sat around, goofed off a little bit, watched some YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the live commentary as well. It's adding a lot to the plot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, I fell off a building.
Dude, don't do that.
Went from doing the podcast with an absolutely horrid monster thingy to now an NPC. But anyway, absolutely evil, horrid customer story at Subway. Those 5 zombies killed Bonnie the Bunny. Did they?
Dude!
I don't even, wait.
No!
Hold on, new discovery. I don't think FNAF can kill the zombies. The Left 4 Dead zombies. Oh wait, no, that was the wrong
Dude,
FNAF.
we're fucked!
It's the wrong FNAF.
Who's gonna kill the zombies now? Rochelle? No, she's dead.
Frank. FNAF is broken. Oh, they can't. I don't think they. But yeah, back to evil Subway story. So 5 o'clock rolls around, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna start doing something now since I've been goofing off. Had a few dishes. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get started on the dishes. As I was doing that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go out and grab the knives. And I realized that no one had washed the knives for the day, so there was like maybe like 10 knives left. And whenever you're going through, like maybe 1 knife per sandwich if there's a bunch of dressing on it or something, you know, you can go through the knives pretty quickly even without like a rush or anything. So I was like, okay, I'll get these cleaned up real quick so I don't run into that issue. And I take them back and I get started on the dishes. The fucking millisecond I go to dip my hands in the water to start doing the dishes, first customer walks in. Epic. Okay, great.
Dude, what a dick.
You're gonna do this the whole episode.
Yeah.
Got the NPC Instagram streamer here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look my face.
We just did an entire episode of just back and forth, us saying random fucking bullshit one-liners. NPCs.
Is that not StenchCast?
Fair enough, but we tell full stories.
Just stuttering in between?
Yeah, yeah. We needed to remove the stuttering.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, again, for the 18th time. Before we get off topic again. Yeah, first customer comes in. Okay, great. And it always, you know, devolves into the, as soon as I finish the, like, ringing up the first customer, a second one comes in, just to waste as much time as humanly possible, of course. And just piss you off as much as possible, because as soon as, like, right when you're like, alright, it's the end, I can finally go back and do what I was doing, another person walks in and you can't actually do that. And that happened the entire night, basically. I didn't get those dishes done until 7 o'clock, which, if you can count, that is 2 hours, yes, good job. 2 hours later, it took to do, like, a few dishes and a bunch of knives, which should only take, like, 15 minutes.
Slow, bitch!
And, of course, by that time, there was a whole bunch more dishes, because I just got done doing a whole fucking rush, because it ended up...
Shit!
What ended up happening was the... from 5 to 6, we had about, like, 10 sandwiches, which is, like, the normal dinner rush for
that's a lot.
A weekend, or just a closing shift in general. However, from 6 to the next hour, there was 26 sandwiches.
Dude, holy fuck, that's a lot of sandwiches.
And then from 7 to 8, there was another 10 sandwiches. Genuinely, one of, if not the busiest, Sunday night I have ever had in my entire 5 years working there. And, so I wasn't happy, naturally.
Fuck!
And, yeah, thank you, Johnny Freaky Hand.
That's not his name.
That's your fucking name. I'm addressing you, not him. But yeah, that was epic evil time, and I ended up breaking, I think, 2 of the trays for the bread, and one of the metal pans that you put the food in.
Dude, what the fuck? Why would you do that?
Oh, I don't know, maybe something like called like what's it? Oh, rage.
Dumbass. You're a dumb fuck. A dumb fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, anything else you have? Get you off the NPC bit?
Fuck. Yeah, no, I'm done with that now.
Okay.
No, I don't know that I've ever broken something at work. That's that part's kind of crazy.
Yeah, everything I did break was metal as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wow. Well, speaking of things that make angry town have anger mad. Today, well, not today, but recently, Avenged Sevenfold, which is my favorite band, if you are at all familiar with, you know, me or Joe, then you already know this. Avenged Sevenfold is my favorite band of all time, and they have been for as long as I can remember. They released a new album, and it's called Statica. And again, this is my favorite band ever. I've seen them live, and it was my favorite show I've ever seen. And I've seen Pantera live.
It was my favorite band. Oh!
Huh? Oh, but yeah, no. No, Avenged Sevenfold is still my favorite band. But, I say that so that you know, I say this with love. This is not just the worst thing Avenged Sevenfold has ever released, which it is, obviously. It is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. It is the worst, most abysmal dog shit I have ever heard. It's that fucking bad. Statica is so inexcusably fucking horrendous. I genuinely have to question if there is still brain activity within Avenged Sevenfold as a band. If there's still brain matter in general, within the whole of Avenged Sevenfold, the 5 members. It's bad. It's really bad. And you know, it's one thing with the stage. When that released, I had a hard time liking it at first. It was an acquired taste, but I learned to love it, and it's definitely up there with, I'd say, my top 5 favorite albums from Avenged. With the most recent album before this, Life Is But a Dream, that one took me even longer, I think. That took me a while to like, but eventually I did. I really liked it. And I don't know if I'd put it in my top 5, but it's one of the, it's not one of the worst ones. This album is just, it's so fucking, I don't have words for it. Like, this is a band that has a sound that I enjoy so fucking thoroughly. When it comes to what I play on guitar, it is usually Avenged Sevenfold. I love playing in drop D, and I love playing Avenged Sevenfold songs. They are very fun to play. This is fucking terrible. I will say, though, one thing about this that is at least a plus is that covers for this album, at least the self-titled song Static, or the album-titled song Statica, will be extremely easy Because there just is no fucking guitar. I couldn't be bothered to sit through the entire thing, but for Statica in particular, there's no guitar. There's just none. They have 2 guitarists in the band. One of them I genuinely believe to be the best guitarist alive. I don't say that lightly. I think Sinister Gates is the best guitarist alive. I say that with my chest. And neither him nor Zachy Vengeance is present in the song at all. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if Johnny Christ is, the bassist. I don't know if he is even present in the song. It might just be the singer M. Shadows and the drummer Brooks Wackerman. Again, I don't have words. It's just that fucking bad. It's a cacophony of noise. Like, it's... When I listened to Statica for the first time, it was like my first time hearing 100 Gex. It's so fucking bad. And Joe, you saw my story, right?
Yeah.
So you heard the little snippet of the song.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's not fucking good. And I keep an open mind, you know? There's only one type of music that I refuse to listen to, and it's country. It's modern country. I fucking hate modern country. I love, you know, Roy Orbison and Johnny Cash. He's my favorite artist of all time. My favorite singular artist. I love, I can't remember his name. Marty Robbins. When it comes to rap, you know, I usually don't listen to the modern stuff, but I love, you know, 80s and 90s rap. I love Nas. I love NWA. And, you know, but like, my jam is heavy metal. So you would think the band that was so good that they made metal mainstream for a short time wouldn't be capable of releasing such a horrifically abysmal dog shit album. But they managed it. they did it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all. It's really bad. But I've said that like 8 times now. Probably times 10. But Joe, is there anything that like your goat has ever released? I would think it's Chromeo. Like, have they ever released anything that's just offensive to your ears before?
I'm gonna have to say no, but that's just because like most of the bands I do listen to are a lot of like 90s just rock.
Presidents of the United States, yeah.
So I mean, a lot of them don't really release new music, and if they do, I don't really pay attention to it that much. I mean, Chromeo is probably the best one, like best example for artists that I actually like it doesn't really count because it was only like a few songs, but it's the only like band I really paid attention to like whenever they had a new release, because it was a little while ago, but they released 2 songs. One was called Replacements and the other was called I think it was like Words With You, or it was something like that, and it was used in like a Taco Bell commercial, and I was recognized, and I was like, no way! But those are really good songs, and that was like the last time I really kept up with any sort of new release. So I don't really have
right.
I haven't really had the like ability to have that experience, because I just don't really follow artists that much, like after what they've already put out.
Yeah. No, with Avenged Sevenfold, I was kind of the same way when the stage released. Where I was just content listening to their self-titled album, Hail to the King, never mind. Wrong band. Nightmare. And my favorite album, Waking the Fallen. But after the stage, you know, after I had learned to love it, I was looking forward to their next album that they had released pretty far ahead of when it did, which was Life Is But a Dream, excuse me. And that one released like, I a few years after it was announced, and even like the quote-unquote firm release date it had prior to release didn't meet that one either, if I'm not mistaken. Which I think was summer 2023 or 4, summer 2022 even, maybe. Either way, you know, I wasn't like super heavily following them up until, or well, their current releases up until then. Most of their music had already been released by that time anyway, obviously. Yeah. This one, though, I wasn't expecting Avenged Sevenfold to release another album anytime soon. And I was kind of surprised by this one. I was kind of caught off guard. The only way I found out about it was because people were complaining about it, which is hilarious to me. I didn't find out about the new album from my favorite fucking band of all time from the band promoting it. I found out about it because other fans of the band were talking about how fucking terrible it is. So that's
really funny.
Yeah, a little comical.
Oh, I mean, at least people found out about it, I guess. It's one way to promote it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because with the stage, they were experimenting quite a bit. If I'm not mistaken, they wrote the majority of that album while being on DMT.
You know, because of course.
Which explains the themes of that album. The themes of that album are all about like fucking robots and androids and nanobots taking over people and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Life is But a Dream, which is equally as trippy. And very experimental again. I understand experimental, and I have an open mind when it comes to especially Avenged Sevenfold and their experiments. But I have to wonder, did they start like experimenting with like brain-eating amoebas or like fucking gamma radiation that melts your fucking brain or some shit? Like, what are we doing? Like, when did we start releasing actual fucking bacteria music? It is fucking mind-boggling to me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to something else before I stutter.
Feel that
endlessly again.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I guess we could talk about the epic T-Mobile story.
Okay.
Moving on to the T-Mobile.
I'm not continuing.
Yeah, that would have thrown me off a lot. I was honestly kind of struggling before to like form sentences, and you just kept doing that. I'm like, all right, this is not helping.
I was pretty surprised actually that you were like staying like coherent so well. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Underestimated this guy. Underestimated my co-host.
Wow, this guy's actually
I've been doing a show with for two years.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, moving on to the Lay Epic T-Mobile story. So this takes place roughly a year ago by now, definitely over a year, because this was in the big internet debacle that I had. Which, if you are a viewer of mine, one person that's watching, which you likely are, you may have seen the two, well actually it was only the one video. I forgot the second one was only an announcement to say that I lost one of the footages for X-Realism, but there was a video on my channel with the thumbnail was like this guy fell off or something, or something, I don't know. It was a very like low effort thing, and I just like played Left 4 Dead with as like a background game, and I think I opened up Notepad or something and like had some fucking crazy like scribbles and drawings of like a insane person, which I am, but in that video I detail how I was having a lot of trouble with my internet. The internet I had at the time was from Verizon, and, well, it sucked. It was not good at all. And it's gone
kind of
now.
swapped places in
Thank
that
God
regard.
it's gone. Well, honestly, yours internet is still better than mine
better.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. I think I got like a peak of like 5 megabytes per second on download speed, which if you own internet, you know that's bad. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just not good. But I got.
Someone watching this is not even like, it's not StutterCast for them, it's BufferCast. Because they get like fucking 1 megabyte per second on a good day.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Normal 1 hour episode of StenchCast turns into 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, that. You know what? 1 megabyte per second was the internet before the Verizon 5 megabyte internet. So while that one may seem shitty, it was 5 times better than my internet used to be. So the only silver lining in the entire ordeal. But got rid of that. Well, sort of broke that, the Verizon internet. That Wi-Fi box did not fare too well.
Immediately in my head, the fucking tank video.
Yeah.
Joe sent me a video of him destroying that router specifically.
Yeah.
And I dubbed over it with Left 4 Dead sound effects. It was just a tank throwing it around. And I gave the router Rochelle voice lines. So it was very therapeutic for him, because not only did he get to beat up his router, but also got to kill Rochelle at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was done with that piece of shit router. I still have it, actually. They never requested it back. So I still have that, and maybe one day I'll like make a video of it and like me blowing it up or some shit. That would really be therapeutic. But I broke that, and I broke that before, well, not before I had internet. So I got new internet. It was through Xfinity, and I have, it's a, like the basic, like, modem you get, and that is 200 megabytes per second. Way better.
Got fucking mad again thinking about Avenged Sevenfold.
Way better than 5 megabytes. And I was like, okay, cool. So I got that. However, it didn't work for me because my PC, I don't have like a wireless internet adapter, and even if I did, the Wi-Fi box is on the complete opposite side of the house for me, and the connection would not be good. It just would not, and like it probably wouldn't be any better than the Verizon one was by the time it like made its way over to my room. And you know, since it's that far away, I can't put a Ethernet cable to it. So you know, we're kind of in a predicament. So I get a third internet. Well, this is after I broke my Verizon internet. I got the Xfinity one. That didn't work. I broke my Verizon internet, and I was like, well, I need internet. So I turned to T-Mobile. And originally I was like, okay, well, you know, this doesn't seem too bad. It was something like $40 or something for, they were saying like 200 megabytes. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty much exactly what I'm, like the Xfinity one is, except this is a hotspot instead of like an actual satellite modem, which means I don't have to hook it up to a satellite, which is why the Xfinity one had to go out opposite side of my house, was because the only satellite that we have is on the opposite side of the house. So I got the T-Mobile one. That comes in the mail. I set it up. It's not working. Okay, cool. So I send it back, and I get a new modem because it was the modem itself that was broken. And I was like, okay, I get a new one. Get a new one, hook it up. I finally get to work. However, instead of the 200 megabytes I was promised, I am barely getting 1.
Yeah.
So
So it goes.
naturally, that's not gonna fly. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck you, T-Mobile. And I sent it back, got a, like, 100-foot Ethernet cable, which was completely overkill, and ran it through my house. Well, I had to drill holes through the floor to run it through the basement, so that it wasn't, like, actually through the house. I ran it through the basement, and now I have internet in my room through Xfinity. And it's awesome. And you're probably wondering, well, if you sent back the T-Mobile router and, you know, whatever, everything's fine, right? Well, it should have been. Because, I think that was... When was that, actually? It was...
This was before summer.
Yeah, well, no, it was during summer that I got the T-Mobile router. I think it was in... Probably June.
I could have sworn, like,
of
you
last.
drilling through your house would have been, like, last summer.
Well, yeah,
at the latest.
it was. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It would... Because I have the video still of, like,
When I
me
said before,
explaining...
I meant, like, this summer.
Oh, yeah, no, it was last summer that everything happened. That's what I
Yeah,
said at the
okay.
beginning. Because I have the video where I'm explaining everything, and it's well over a year ago by now. But,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, well, what's going on with T-Mobile then? Well, you know, I got the router in, like, I think it was June or July, something like that. And I sent it back, and come, what was it, October, November, something like that, I get a funny little envelope in the mail. I've technically been getting multiple from T-Mobile, but, you know, getting a bunch of T-Mobile shows, like, okay, well, this is just, like, spam, because, like, or, like, their newsletter or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't have to actually look at this. I'm just gonna, it's, or what it's called? It's junk mail. That's the word I'm looking for. I was like, this is just junk mail. I don't care. Like, they probably just signed me up to a newsletter. Like, I didn't uncheck it or some shit. So I was throwing it, like, I'm just throwing it away. But, you know, October comes around and I get a very odd-looking envelope from T-Mobile. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't like the other junk mail I get, so I guess this might be important. And I think he even said something like, important, something enclosed inside or something like that. It's like, okay, this is, like, actually important here. And I open it up, and I find your bill for T-Mobile is past overdue for the sum of $250. I'm sorry? I have a bill for T-Mobile for $250 for, like, what exactly? And I remember going through the policy, like the refund, or like the policies and everything, and I shouldn't have been charged a single dime. Because whenever you get, or whenever I got the router, they were like, well, you have like a 2-week period where, and if you don't like it, you can send it back, and we won't charge you anything, and everything will be fine. But it got messed up because I had to get a second modem, and because I did that, it was more than 2 weeks went by, but I did get, like, cleared. Like, I was on the, like, phone with one of the customer support people trying to get this router, and they're like, yeah, we'll extend the time period you have. And I was like, okay, sweet. And whenever I did eventually go to send it back, and I called and like, hey, I'm going to send this back, how do I do that? And they're like, okay, here's the shipping label, everything. And I was like, confirmed, like, yeah, so that, like, I don't have to pay anything because it's the extended time. Like, yep, you're good, you don't have to pay a single thing. I'm like, epic. Okay, cool. And then, so I was like, okay, whatever. Like, they literally should not be charged a single penny because I sent everything back. Both of the modems and the, I think it came with like an extender or whatever, sent that back as well. So everything, they got everything back, I sent everything back, and I was cool. But apparently it wasn't, because I have $250 that I'm being charged for absolutely no reason. So naturally, I call in, like, hey, what is going on here? Like, why do I have a random charge for $250?
Fucking problem, T-Mobile.
Yeah, I should have fucking started like that. But they were like, okay, well, let's see. And then they're like going through, and they're like, I think I was on the phone for like an hour or so.
Jesus.
Which, I mean, that's not uncommon with customer support things.
No, now that I think about it, that's for Wi-Fi especially, that's pretty
Yeah.
pretty
But
expedient.
either way, on a phone for like an hour, and long story short, they were like, okay, well, basically you have this $250 charge because you didn't return the modem. And I'm like, no, I returned the modem. I shouldn't have this charge. So, like, is there anything that you can do about this? And I, trying to remember exactly when it went down. It's something along the line. It was something along the line like, they went through, or they had to go like call like the warehouse or something, where it was being stored to make sure that to confirm whether or not they actually received the box. Or no, that was actually not even then, because
Welcome back to StutterCast, everybody.
well, I'm trying to remember something that happened like 8 months ago. And considering that last episode I forgot things I said 2 seconds ago, this is not that bad. I think I'm doing pretty well.
Fucking coming on the president and removing skin. Or no,
Yeah.
the removing skin thing, that was
That
just
just
you and me
started, yeah.
playing 7 days in the forest.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did not finish that base.
Yeah. Real. Yeah, what did they say? Because I don't remember exactly
bullshit.
what like the customer support person said, but it ended up being that I didn't have to pay anything and I was clear.
Oh, fuck.
So I was like, well, I did return these, like I shouldn't have to pay anything, and they were like, okay, well you returned it, and yeah, I don't fucking remember anything what they said. I really wish I could remember. But yeah, basically, it was just, okay, you're good, you don't have to pay anything. So I'm like, okay, cool. Problem solved. I got the... I don't owe T-Mobile anything. I never did in the first place. I don't know why they were trying to lie to me and say that I did.
And they sent me an email and they told me to kill myself.
Basically. Because it's not over yet. I thought that was the end of it. Okay, cool, we're good. Like, I don't have to fucking worry about this shit anymore. And it actually really scared me a bit because the letter I got was like, well, if you don't do this or whatever, we're gonna have to turn this over to a debt collector and you're gonna be fucked over for life or whatever. Which,
yeah, they're not quite as scary as as you'd think. I
they're
got a
not.
call from a debt collector about the ambulance ride fee from when I almost fucking died. Speaking of almost dying, and like they sound very intimidating. He had a very like deep fucking voice and he spoke very like dryly.
Yeah.
But he was like, when I was like, are you gonna like come like send some dudes to like take all my furniture or some shit? It's like, oh no, God no.
Yeah. So I was like, and like I've never had anything like any encounters with debt collectors or anything, so that naturally scared me. So I wanted to get that done, and I did. And I was like, okay, good. Until I get, I think it was an email. It was either an email or a letter, and this comes in. When was it? It was, I think it was like March or April of this year. And it's basically they just didn't do anything, or the call that I had in October basically meant nothing, because now I have an email saying that I have like a week to pay this before they send it over to debt collectors. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you never got rid of the charge. So I call in again to try and see what's going on.
And how long ago was this again?
This was in March or April, one of the two. I don't remember exactly when. But, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna call in again. I need to find out what's going on. So I call in again. Mind you, this is probably my, like, 5th phone call. Also, I don't even think I mentioned why I got rid of T-Mobile completely. I mean, I said that I got like 4 or 5 megabyte, or no, I got less than 1 megabyte with the internet, but the reason being is because I live in the middle of nowhere, and the hotspot just doesn't do shit. So that is ultimately why I got rid of the funny T-Mobile internet. Sorry, the throw up all over my desk.
Something.
I mean, that's one way of
Fucking holy water.
Beat
Just
the
think of
devil out of 'em.
the fucking exorcist. Little girl with her fucking head spinning 360, throwing up all over the place. Your mother sucks cocks in hell!
Dude, not cool. Oh.
That's what the priest said.
But yeah.
He actually left after that.
Yeah,
Fucking
he
cried.
left.
Didn't even complete the exorcism.
Just call a priest over to exorcise a ghost, and he just starts crying. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's like, hey, we fucking use this. Yeah, T-Mobile. Funny. I get this email or letter, whatever it was. I don't remember. In April or March, whatever, and full. Which I think originally the price wasn't $250, but like it like gained interest. So the first time, well, the like 4th time I called in, because I've called in like 8 times by now, but when I first called in October to like to see what was going on, it was probably somewhere around like $200 or so, or like even less. So not only did I get lied to by the customer service person or whatever, by them telling me I don't have to pay anything, because now they're telling me I have to pay something, but now it's even more money.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Basically, is the kill yourself
great.
email.
Yeah, and of course, I only got like the 7-day reminder or whatever the fuck, right as I'm like completely out of money. Like,
Yeah.
this was at a point where I was actually like almost out of money, because I had a bunch of like shit to buy for like my van needed some maintenance and shit. I need to pay a bunch of money for that. I had to do.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was after.
Remember that one?
I remember when my cat had to go to the vet, and that was a bunch of money. So that was in January. I'd also just turned 21 in February, so I bought a couple bottles of alcohol as well. That didn't help with my money. But bottom line, I didn't have enough to pay it. So it got turned over to a debt collector, because of course when I called in to find out what was happening, I got nothing, basically. It was like another 2-hour long call of me being like, okay, what's going on? And they were like, oh, I don't know. Well, actually, it was 2 different calls, because I called in the first time and was like, what's going on? And they were like, this was whenever they were like, okay, we gotta call the warehouse and see if they have the modem or whatever the fuck. And they were like, well, it says it's, like, status unknown. And I'm like, okay, well, like, find out what it is then. Like, we'll find out the status. And they're like, okay, well, it's gonna take a couple days.
All right. Drive a hard bargain.
And then they were like, the guy was like, oh, well, there's nothing I could do about it because it's in the warehouse, so we're gonna send the people at the warehouse like an email or something to find this, and we'll get back to you within a few business days, and we'll have this settled. And I was like, okay, cool. I think only like a few days pass when I get another email saying like, hey, we need you to call back. We need some additional information to help you out with this. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like
actual
maybe
like fucking like police investigation level of fucking bullshit calls.
Yeah, basically.
For a fucking router you already turned in.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I call back in, and I'm like, all right, they probably need like maybe my account information or something to, I don't know, they need something. So I call in and I'm like, all right, hey, I got an email that said you needed some more information to help process my query or some shit like that. And then we're like, oh,
What?
yeah, okay. Take a couple minutes to boot that up, and then basically, I didn't even provide him any information, and the guy was like, okay, so it says that, it's not at the warehouse. And I was like, okay, so what does that mean? That means you didn't turn in and you owe us $250. Cool. There's nothing I do about this? No. Alright. And then I hung up. I mean, he didn't obviously say it that exact way, but that's basically what was said. Was, hey, fuck you. We didn't get it, and we're too lazy to genuinely... Well, actually, I don't even think they found it. They were just like, yeah, we don't have it. We don't want to look for it either, so... You give us money, though. It's like, okay, cool. So now, I have to deal with that shit. But that was the evil T-Mobile story that has forever lost them a customer. I'm literally never will I ever like think of T-Mobile as an option when it comes to internet, phone, anything. I literally never use T-Mobile ever, and I will forever hold their name in the lowest of regard. This is a StenchCast PSA. Do not, and I repeat, do not get involved with T-Mobile in any way, shape, or form. You will absolutely come to regret it later within your lifetime. But yeah, that not cool. But yeah, I did look up some of the stuff about like debt collectors, and of course I was like, I forget like the first search I did like on Google, but I was like, how long do you have to like pay a debt collector or some shit? Because I was like, I at least want to know how long I have. And of course, most of the related searches that came up was like, could I never pay the debt collectors ever, and they go away? Do they go away like tomorrow and never appear ever again, and forever? It's like, no. Which I
usually they're pretty flexible. Like they'll help you establish like either a payment plan or whatever.
Yeah, the thing is with the debt collectors, and the reason I'm still like kind of withholding paying anything just yet is because when I was looking it up, it said something like debt collectors, like you can pay them, but typically, or like there's a lot of trouble like people run into with it not like it affecting their credit score or something. Like the debt is already like on your whatever the fuck portfolio, I don't know. Like it's already like a written down sort of deal. And if you pay it off through the debt collector, it's not like a guarantee it goes away or something. So I haven't paid it yet because I want to do more research about what it is. But I honestly did get a little bit tempted because I got another email from a debt collector and they were like, yeah, their T-Mobile is offering you to pay only half the price. And I was like, well, I could just pay half it and just fucking do away with it. But I do want to get more information before I just say jump in headfirst and say fucking do that. So
yeah.
But that is the big.
I would say if you can find a way to get I don't know, like some sort of investigation involved.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I got so tired of having to call into T-Mobile and sit there on the phone for hours on end just to be told to go fuck myself. And it's like, I just do not want to even answer the phone ever again.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, I blew up.
It's funny you say that. The mission I'm playing, well, just finished, ends with you sending a train with a fucking gigantic missile warhead attached to it to blow up part of a hive city. And I was at the part where it shows you that hive city blowing up.
Yeah. Bonnie, no. They killed him.
Oh, my bomb room!
Oh, my Bonnie! But yeah, I mean, you got any other topics you want to talk about?
I suppose I could talk about movies, recent movies.
There we go.
The past, decade, I would say, there really haven't been a whole lot of movies that I've ever been excited to go see. I remember when Infinity War and Endgame for Marvel were kicking off. I was excited to see those because my brother, he is massive into Marvel and Spider-Man especially. Spider-Man is his favorite thing on the fucking in the world. He has a Spider-Man tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was excited for those, but past that, nothing else really. The movies that I have enjoyed the most within recent memory have been not super recent movies. They've been movies that I've watched recently that came out either a decade or longer ago, like Whiplash, The Grand Budapest Hotel, shit like that. But there are 3 movies that have come out this year that I was particularly excited for, and one of them was Iron Lung. And, you know, me, Joe, and my roommates from college went to go see it. And it was good. It's a great movie. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think it's necessarily groundbreaking, but it's a great movie.
Indeed.
I went and saw, well, I didn't go to see Backrooms, but I watched Backrooms. Backrooms is great. Great movie. I think it's a step up above Iron Lung. No shade to Markiplier. I think it's executed a little better.
I just hate him.
Yeah, my favorite YouTuber ever. But there's one movie that's released by another online content creator that I was not putting off, but just hadn't seen. And that content creator is Curry Barker, who runs the page That's a Bad Idea with Cooper Tomlinson. And they do comedy sketches, and they're really funny. And with the character that Curry plays in these sketches, you wouldn't think, like, oh, that's a guy who would direct a movie. You know, you don't really... With the characters he plays in those sketches, he is not the person you would... I don't know, it's just... It would be weird seeing him talking intelligently about something, let alone a movie that he made. Well, he made the movie Obsession, and I went to see that with a friend just this past week for the first time. And I will say, it was at an AMC theater, and I thought that AMC theaters were supposed to be kind of a luxury. I wasn't a fan of this one. The speakers were kind of blown out and very, very, very loud. They were a lot louder than they needed to be. And the popcorn was kind of lukewarm and stale, despite the fact that I watched the employees scoop it out of the machine. So that kind of sucked. But the movie itself is fucking phenomenal. Iron Lung is good. Backrooms is great. Obsession is a different fucking beast. It is just, it's a different fucking animal. It is a absolutely genius horror movie to me. And I don't know. It fucks with you in all the right ways. Crazy thing is that I think out of the 3 that I mentioned, I think this one had the smallest budget. It was $750,000. Less than $1 million, which for just horror movies alone is fucking ridiculous. That is an insanely small budget. Let me look up the budget for Iron Lung quick. Iron Lung was $3 million. Backrooms was $10 million. Now, granted, both of these had completely custom sets that were made for the movie. You know, you had the Iron Lung, which was this basically just a room that they put together and then put on this extremely expensive contraption. With Backrooms, what Kane Parsons did is he commissioned the construction of a literal multiple airplane hangars full of Backrooms.
Like everything you see in the movie is there. It's not CGI. Well, some of it is CGI. But for the most part, it's all practical effects. This movie, Obsession, is on a much less grand scale. Obviously, it's on a much smaller scale. But the fact that it had a budget of just $750,000 is fucking ridiculous to me. And combining that with the fact that it is definitely the most profitable and popular of the three, Obsession is being heralded as, I don't know about, I would believe you if you told me that people believed it was the best movie of 2026, but it's being, at least from what I've heard, the best horror movie of 2026, and that's absolutely. It blows everything else completely so fucking far out of the water, it's nuts. It's like comparing, this is why I got mad about Avenged Sevenfold again earlier. I was thinking, I got the song Blinded in Chains in my head from the album City of Evil stuck in my head for a minute or two. And then it had me thinking like, yeah, this is by the same band who made Statica, by the way, which hurts to think about. But that's kind of the level of, that's the level we're at. Not that the other movies are bad, but I think that is a very similar level of distance. Obsession is fucking great. Joe, I know you haven't seen it, and you haven't seen Backrooms either, but it's just so fucking good. It doesn't like the creative choices made in the movie feel very sensible. They feel very sound. There's only one instance to me where a character just seems kind of dumb, and it's, I'm not going to spoil that. How do I say this in a non-spoiler way? At one point, one character asks another to help him reverse his wish, which, if you didn't know, that's the premise of the movie. There are these things called One Wish Willow. You snap it, you only get one,
dude, spoilers,
and your wish comes true. Fuck you. The dude goes to his friend and asks him to use his wish to undo his wish. The friend doesn't believe him and says, well, I'm not going to spoil that either. Well, yeah, I'm going to spoil it. He says, I wish for $1 billion. Suddenly, $1 billion just falls in front of him, and he realizes, oh, fuck, this is real. His realization, though, is not like, oh, fuck, everything that my friend just told me is real. I need to treat this like with urgency. It's, okay, you're going to go home now after being at my house, and then I'm going to, for some odd reason, follow you back to your home a few minutes after you arrive, and then knock on your door to tell you that I got $1 billion. The same $1 billion that you witnessed me wish for. So that part's dumb, but the rest of the movie is absolutely fucking phenomenal. And the way that they managed to make do with what they had is so fucking ridiculous to me. And Curry Barker's attitude towards filmmaking as well is phenomenal to me. The first time I had actually heard about Obsession being made by a online content creator was because of an interview with Curry Barker, where he was in a chair talking about the movie he directed, and he was like, well, modern horror audiences aren't stupid. You can't treat them like they're stupid. And I thought it was a skit, but I thought, but that's not the character he normally plays. And so I looked more into it and I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, no, this dude directed a whole ass horror movie that is in theaters at the time that that I just saw this interview. This whole snippet of an interview. But the idea of content creators on YouTube or Instagram Reels or TikTok or whatever making movies is one thing, obviously. That's not something that I thought I would see. I remember fantasizing about the fucking FNAF movie back when FNAF was just a thing. It had just come out. And I'm sure part of me thought that it would never actually happen, even when there was news of a movie being in the works. With how long it took for it to actually take off, I probably thought that it's never going to actually happen.
Yeah.
But then you have 3 content creators, 2 from YouTube, and I don't know what that's a bad idea would consider them their like home platform to be, but I would say either TikTok or Instagram Reels. For 3 content creators to just come out of the fucking woodwork out of nowhere and make 3 of the highest grossing movies of the year, all in the same time frame, by the way, which is fucking nuts to me. These all came out in the same year. Right? I think Iron Lung came out in 2026, right? That wasn't 2025.
Yeah, it was January.
Thank you. Yes, you're right. Like that's fucking nuts to me. And they're high grossing. The Iron Lung is high grossing, obviously, because it's made by fucking Markiplier. Obviously, Markiplier's audience is gonna go see it. They're gonna show up to the theater, obviously. But it was also just a good movie. Obviously, I'm a bit of a glazer because I love Markiplier and I love Iron Lung. I think it's a great game. But it's a good fucking movie. I love that movie. Backrooms, also phenomenal movie with a great premise that I think Kane Parsons kind of perfected. His interpretation of the Backrooms I very, 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 very much enjoy. And I think that's pretty obvious if anyone watching this has already watched my video on the Backrooms that I released last week. If you haven't, go watch it, please. It's not doing so well right now. But and then you have Obsession, which is another very I hesitate to say it's another original concept because obviously it's more original than the other 2, where they both span from either a game or a internet phenomenon that had already existed. But like these are all original properties, you know? Or not, well, I guess not. You know what I mean? Not properties, but yeah. Sorry for StutterCast again. I fucking love I love Obsession. If you haven't seen it, go fucking see it. Try to see it in a theater. The loudness of a theater and the darkness of the screen helps the movie a lot, I think. I don't think it needs it, obviously, but it just adds a lot to it. Joe?
Yeah?
Do you think you'll go see either of those movies?
Probably not.
You're a dumb bitch.
And I'm not gonna say that because I'm gonna censor it.
Just so everyone is assured, it wasn't going to be the N-word. I know Joe. He wouldn't say that.
It's gonna be the M word.
What? Okay.
Mountain.
Montang from Rainbow Six.
Yep.
And he censored all 3 of those as well.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
No. No, I don't blame you.
Yeah. But I think that will do it for today's episode. Thank you, everyone, for
StutterCast.
watching. Thank you, one guy, for watching all of our episodes. It's pretty cool of you, one guy. Maybe 2?
Just one guy, one dude.
Maybe more. Who knows? I mean, we could, because we have all the statistics, but we don't care that much. But we have been StenchCast. I've been playing Gmod. We have a Discord that's completely free to join if you would like to do so. It's in the link is in the biography of our YouTube channel. If you want to see some actual high quality edited videos, go over to our main channels, which is where you've likely come from because you know about us, and I don't think you would know about us otherwise because it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Jalapeno! Oh, damn. That actually killed them. I'm playing with the Plants vs. Zombies plants and Left 4 Dead zombies, and it's epic. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. You got anything else to add at the end here?
Not really, other than thanks for listening to me stutter. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not, that this episode had more of me stuttering than Joe stuttering, but I think that's more so down to... No, you did talk more for this episode, I think.
I had the longest story of the T-Mobile one.
Yeah, I don't really have an excuse.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.